It's 8 p.m. in Banjul, and from our studios on MDI Road, this is the news. First, the headlines. President Jammeh said to hit the road to Brufut on Thursday for what is expected to be a mega meeting with the masses. National Assembly members consider the 2016 revenue estimates and government expenditure, which stands at over $7 billion. A Vision Center with a price tag of over $2 million located at Suleiman Junkun General Hospital formally commences operations. And cornered but unrepentant billionaire property magnate and Republican presidential aspirant Donald Trump hits at the possibility of seeking the U.S. presidency as an independent candidate. Well, viewers, these and other stories coming ahead this half hour. I am Tening Gite. Welcome back. The Alcalo and youth leaders of Katong have written to the President, His Excellency Sir Professor Alhaji Dr. Yahya Ejeje Jammeh Babili Mansa, reaffirming their allegiance whilst thanking for his pardoning 33 youths from the village who were undergoing trial, and the text reads, Your Excellency, we want to seize this opportunity to thank you for pardoning the youths of Katong. Furthermore, we are grateful to receive a high-powered delegation headed by the Speaker. This is indicative of your excellent leadership and the immense regard you have for the people of Katong, who have been loyal supporters right from the beginning of the July 22nd revolution. These youths recognize that Your Excellency is a citizen of Katong who has immensely advanced the development of the village. We thank you for pardoning the youths of Katong and by extension helping to bring back peace and harmony to our community. We would like to assure you that in view of the lessons learned, this type of unfortunate incident will never take place in Katong. On behalf of the entire community, we wish to avail ourselves of this opportunity to express our profound gratitude and alloyed support for Your Excellency, and pray that Almighty Allah bless you, your noble family, and your drive to take this country to the highest level of development. The message concludes. Meanwhile, His Excellency the President, Professor Alhaji Dr. Yahya Ejeje Jammeh Babili Mansa, will continue his dialogue with the people tour tomorrow, Thursday, 10th December 2015, with a meeting in Brufut. Revenue estimates and government expenditure for the 2016 fiscal year have been pegged at over $7 billion. The estimates were presented to lawmakers on Wednesday by Finance and Economic Affairs Minister Abdul Koli. Louis Mende was following proceedings and he now reports.
Page 51.
The proposal is that page 51 satisfy the best in the source in the will say aye. Those not in favor say no.
Page 52.
The proposal is that page 52 satisfy the best in the source in the will say aye. Those not in favor say no.
Word by word and page by page, the National Assembly responsible for examining the public expenditure of government Wednesday scrutinized and endorsed the 2016 draft budget without any amendment. The 321-page document was Tuesday brought before lawmakers by Honorable Abdul Koli, the Minister of Finance and Economic Affairs, for scrutiny to gauge its responsiveness to the development aspirations of the citizenry. For the estimates of revenue and expenditure for the year 2016, projecting over $7 billion, wouldn't gain endorsement without some aspect of it being criticized by the minority leader and Namfo Nyamina Dankunku, Honorable Samba Jallo, whose primary concern was the drop in the GDP in 2014 compared to 2013. The Finance Minister has the answer.
In essence, if rainfall is below normal, cultivated area is below normal, production is below normal, it has a bearing on the growth of the economy, and this is what affected, to a large extent, the 2014 GDP growth.
Honorable Jallo was also concerned with the manner in which government purchased groundnut from farmers.
What I know for a fact is that over the years, government through GGC has provided adequate financing to purchase whatever groundnuts farmers are willing and ready to bring to GGC. Now, the question is probably the timing. When do they start their season? There might be issues with that, timing and closing. There might be issues. I'm not saying there will be no issues. But what I can assure is that adequate financing is available, but we cannot force people to sell their groundnuts to GGC. People are at liberty to decide where they sell. They can take their groundnuts to the Lumos or to sell to whoever. But at the end of the day, if you bring your nuts to GGC, they will be purchased. So no one will say, I have taken my nuts to GGC and they did not pay my groundnuts. That I can give an assurance.
Honorable Jallo also had some issues with government spending.
There is nothing illegal about these pressures that I mentioned in my statement. These pressures, as I said, are coming from all sectors, and this is linked to the fact that 2015 is particularly a difficult year in the sense that there are certain revenue items that were budgeted as to come in and which did not materialize. Yet, sectors continue to engage and program their operations based on what has been budgeted. So that's a challenge, and therefore there is pressure on the side of the fiscal management. And this, I'm saying, is a reality that is there, and we are trying as much as possible to engage sectors, to tell them, look, a budget is only a provision. When things change, you need to adjust your programs based on the changing circumstances. And that's the challenge we have, and we continue to call on sectors to adhere to advice that we give them as a ministry.
The minority leader was also not satisfied with the budget support as captured in the budget, and therefore challenged the finance minister to clarify the issue.
It is one of the items that I referred to that has been budgeted and it never came. And my understanding is minority leader is linking that to governance, rule of law, and human rights. But I want to say that the non-realization of budget support that has been programmed for 2015 has nothing to do with those issues. And it gave an example of EU. The EU support that we get is not classified as budget support because not even reflected in the budget of 2015. These are sectoral budget supports that we get from EU, and that support is primarily dictated by political considerations. So that's why we do not even factor them in the budget. If it comes in, it's a plus. If it doesn't come, we see it as it is.
The 2016 forecast has no line item on sand mining. The minority leader wanted to know why.
The reason why there is no line item on sand mining is that over the years, it has been many years ago now, the proceeds from sand mining do not come into the budget. These are proceeds that are split between the NEA, the Geology Department, and councils, and therefore it is not coming in as a revenue item for the government. This is why you've not seen it figure anywhere.
But answers provided by the finance minister could not but only deepen parliamentarians' love and appreciation for the budget, a document they initially did not only regard as non-controversial, but were convinced it would adequately provide for the services of the Gambia from the 1st of January to the 30th of December 2016. The budget has no provision for salary increment. Louis Mendy, GRTS.
Meanwhile, after the laying of the 2016 budget estimates of revenue and expenditure, including development expenditure of the government of the Republic of the Gambia for the fiscal year 1st January to 31st December 2016, and its subsequent consideration and debate by honorable members of the National Assembly on Tuesday 8th and Wednesday 9th December 2015, the 2016 budget speech highlighting government's development programs and for the 2016 fiscal year will be delivered on Monday, 14th December 2015 at 10 a.m. A news release from the Office of the Clerk of the National Assembly states that the general public is duly invited. The National Eye Health Program has scaled up efforts geared towards reducing preventable blindness and bringing quality, affordable eye care to the doorstep of the masses. With the opening of a new vision center at Suleiman Junkun General Hospital in Buyam, Kumbaba witnessed the formal commissioning of the facility worth over $2 million, and she now reports.
Gambia National Eye Health Program is recognized globally as a model because of the design and strategy used to establish eye care services which reduce cases of blindness comparable to other developing countries. It is against this backdrop that the National Eye Health Program, with funding from the government through the Ministry of Health and Social Welfare and other relevant partners like OneSight, officially launched a vision center at the Suleiman Junkun General Hospital in Buyam. This facility, worth over $2 million, is expected to serve as a center of excellence in the Gambia's health service delivery system. However, the permanent secretary at the Ministry of Health and Social Welfare assured that his ministry will work closely with partners in ensuring policy strategies are implemented for effective and sustainable eye service center in the country.
This facility is meant to serve the whole of West Coast region and beyond, as well as our brothers and sisters from the neighboring countries. My ministry will work closely and collaborate with OneSight in ensuring that the memorandum of understanding signed in November of 2013 are fully implemented.
According to officials, this is the sixth vision center being piloted by the National Health Program through their commitment.
The National Eye Health Program has been able to register remarkable achievements over the years. One, in pursuit of our main national policy objective, is creating access to quality and affordable eye health service nationally. Eye care is available throughout the country. Today, I can stand here comfortable and say you don't need to travel 20 kilometers without seeing eye care provider.
OneSight organization is said to be the leading efforts in implementing projects and eye care services that meet the eye health care needs of Gambians by improving services at an affordable cost.
Today we gather here exactly 1 year in Buyam Suleiman Junkun Hospital to launch the 6th Vision Center, equipped as usual with modern state-of-the-art equipment, ophthalmic equipment, after Farafenye AFPR's General Hospital in the North Bank region, which was launched in April 2013, piloted for 7 months, followed by an upgrade at Sheze Regional Eye Care Center on May 5th, 2014. Next, Bansang CRR Rada on May 6, 2014. Birkama Major Health Centers of West Coast Region on 8 December 2014. And Basse Major Health Center of URR on April 21st, 2015.
For more than 1.1 billion people who could have their sight restored with an eye exam and a pair of glasses through charitable, sustainable, and school-based model. OneSight cannot solve this crisis alone. We therefore invite individuals, industries, and local partners like NEHP to join the fight.
Other speakers include the Alcalde of Buyam, Musa Amulnyas, who welcomed the move, which he added will provide easy access to eye care. They, however, assure officials of their readiness to take ownership of the facility. Kumbaba, Grts.
Individuals and voluntary organizations have been highlighting their outstanding contributions to the development of mankind. The volunteers, as Samuel Barr reports, were celebrating International Volunteer Day.
Gambia, in partnership with UNV Banjul chapter, civil society organizations, on Tuesday joined volunteers around the world to commemorate International Volunteers Day, beginning with a colorful march past by celebrants. The day creates a platform for volunteer involving institutions and organizations, as well as individuals, the opportunity to further promote their contributions at local, national, and international levels.
Volunteerism and each one of your volunteer actions are critical to ensure we leave no one behind in this effort. When people volunteer their time, skills, and energy, they are addressing inequality, innovating, and working with a broad range of partners to accomplish the global goals.
Since its establishment some 3 decades ago, International Volunteers Day has given UN agencies and their partners the opportunity to join forces
in shaping development agendas. Volnet the Gambia recognizes such partnerships for sustainable development.
Volnet being the umbrella body of all VIOs in the country, does not only look into the welfare of volunteers, but mobilizes and advocates for peace and development by recognizing the efforts of volunteers as well as VIOs by awarding them certificates to recognize their efforts in development and as development partners.
According to the UNDP resident rep, volunteerism is a catalyst in meeting sustainable development goals in the 21st century. The top UN official therefore thanked all volunteers contributing to the shaping of the new development agenda.
UN volunteers reached out to vulnerable groups in India, marginalized people living in camps in Haiti, hearing impaired youth in Rwanda, and communities in Bangladesh, Cote d'Ivoire, DRC, Kazakhstan, the Philippines, Sudan, and beyond. Now, as we seek ways for the new agenda to take root, volunteerism can be a help in the implementation of these new goals by reaching those who are marginalized and engaging people who may otherwise not have a chance to make a difference in their community.
The Minister of Trade, Industry, Regional Integration and Employment, Abdou Diop, on behalf of government, thanked volunteers for their contributions to the socio-economic development of the Gambia.
We see the Red Cross, we see calamities in the world where people get up, volunteers, to change our lives. We've seen people with loads of money, humongous amount of money, having philanthropic frameworks, and those are all aimed at helping the less fortunate, the vulnerable. And these are things that are important. It's part of the fabric of our beings to help each other. And that is the underlying principle of volunteerism. So it is a powerful means of engaging people in tackling our development challenges, and it can transform, of course, the pace and nature of our development. So volunteerism benefits both the society at large and the individual volunteer, because we know that here volunteers come, they interact with us, they go into the provinces, into the hinterland, and they interact with our societies, our people. And that it's a learning curve that transforms their lives for the better.
International Volunteer Day is a unique opportunity for people and organizations helping to make the world a better place. The 2015 theme, dubbed "The World is Changing, Are You?", seeks to further stimulate more people in all walks of life to offer their services as volunteers both at home and abroad. Samuel Ba, GRTS.
The Gambia Federation of the Disabled, Department of Social Welfare and Ministry of Justice have been seeking to raise awareness of the special needs of the physically challenged. The event, held to commemorate World Disability Day, saw campaigners send out the message that inclusion matters. Janke Toure reports.
Is the umbrella body strengthening and representing the welfare of people living with disability in the Gambia. The organization's main benefactor is the Office of the High Commission for Human Rights. The Federation, in collaboration with the Department of Social Welfare and Ministry of Justice, recently held an awareness-raising seminar on people living with disabilities as part of activities marking this important day. The theme for this year is Inclusion Matters, Access and Empowerment for People of All Abilities. This annual theme provides a frame for considering how people with disability are excluded from society by promoting the removal of all types of barriers.
I think this is an important theme because this theme all concerning about inclusion of persons with disability in society. Persons with disability remain marginalized and exclusive in society.
efforts towards the advancement of the human rights of persons living with disabilities in the Gambia. We are very proud to support the Gambia Federation of the Disabled with the organization of today's symposium to commemorate the International Day for Persons with Disabilities.
As highlighted by experts, there is no disability without mental health. Tanka Senior Nursing Officer said more care should be given to people living with disabilities.
Mental health as an invisible disability, but I would say mental health as a disability because it is a disability. In the Gambia, mental health is an internal part of health and well-being as reflected in the definition of the Mental Health Constitution. The WHO Constitution said, health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity. Where does you stand as an individual not affected by this definition? So actually, we all have a tune to be listening to.
Lamin Cham of the Gambia Bureau of Statistics highlighted the need for an inclusive data collection for persons with disabilities.
According to the 2003 census, disability is classified in 8 different categories, ranging from seeing difficulties to physical disability. And questions were asked, and these questions were targeting household members who were found to be disabled.
The third day of the final month of the year is set aside by the United Nations as World Disability Day, as it's celebrated annually. Hence, this conference will go a long way in bringing to the attention of the world the plight of persons with disabilities, and while showcasing their capabilities and their role in national development initiatives. Janke Toure, GRTS.
Gambia Armed Forces will be conducting a field test exercise in and around Union Barracks and the general area from Wednesday 9th to Thursday 31st December 2015. A news release from Defense Headquarters reveals that the exercise will involve the movement of troops and the firing of blank ammunition. In view of the above, the dispatch adds, the general public, especially those living around Union Barracks and its surroundings, are therefore urged to carry out their usual activities and avoid being panicked, for the activity is a routine military exercise. The cooperation of the general public is highly solicited, the release reveals. Well, viewers, will take our first break now. We'll be back with news from outside the Gambia. Do stay tuned.
Association NASA brings you a spectacular gala dinner night featuring one of the best superstars and a host of artists on a night that is to remember. Yes, a grand gala dinner night. Individual tickets are $1,500. Prices for the dance. The Paradise Suites Hotel VIP is $700 and ordinary tickets $500. At the Brikama Mini Stadium, VIPs $500 and ordinary tickets are $300 only. The gala dinner is going to be Friday the 11th of December 2015. Asanjai and Nigel Giban, our Jonga of St. Portugal, Humanity Stars, Jeliba Piate, and the dance Saturday the 12th of December 2015, Artists of the Night, Diha, Humanity Stars, Jeliba Piate, and Asanjai. For the show, Sunday the 13th of December 2015, ST, Humanity Stars, Jeliba Piate, and Asanjai. Great nights to remember. Don't miss it. It's NASA, it's end of year, and it's going to be a ball.
Hi, I'm Babuka. When I'm on the internet, I go to YouTube, check out my team, send email, make Skype calls, see what's new on Facebook, and chat on WhatsApp. To do all that I want to do online the fastest and the best way is to use Sunu Bundle from QCell.
Sunu Bundle is available in 20 megabytes, 40 megabytes, 80 megabytes, 150 megabytes, and 300 megabytes.
To get Sunu Bundle, just dial *303# and select your bundle of choice. QCell has reduced the cost of SIM cards from $50 to $10. Yes, only $10. QCell Sunu SIM also comes with $10 credit. So what are you waiting for? Browse now and pick up a QCell SIM card today.
Call 111 for more information.
Sunu SIM, Sunu Bundle, Sunu Bus.
Welcome back. U.S. presidential hopeful Donald Trump is threatening to run as an independent candidate as Republican rivals and party leaders attack his proposal to ban Muslims from entering the U.S. The international backlash is also growing from the UK and to Europe and to the Middle East. A major Dubai-based retail giant just suspended sales of Trump-branded products. We have more in this CNN report.
Even in the face of fierce condemnation from his party elders.
This is not conservatism.
GOP presidential hopeful Donald Trump refusing to back down on his proposal banning Muslims from entering the U.S.
What was proposed yesterday is not what this party stands for, and more importantly, it's not what this country stands for.
The chairman of the Republican National Committee joining the chorus, telling the Washington Examiner, "I don't agree. We need to aggressively take on radical Islamic terrorism, but not at the expense of our American values." One GOP lawmaker issuing a call from the House floor for the billionaire to drop out.
It's time for Donald Trump to withdraw from the race.
Trump, unfazed by comparisons to Hitler, on the front page of the Philadelphia Daily News.
I'm talking about a temporary situation until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on.
The implication of what he said is that if we were enforcing our immigration laws appropriately at this point in time, we might have a better handle on this.
On Tuesday, widespread rejection from his GOP rivals.
He's a race-baiting, xenophobic, religious bigot. He doesn't represent my party. He doesn't represent the values that the men and women who wear the uniform are fighting for. You know how you make America great again? Tell Donald Trump to go to hell.
It's not about the blowhards out there just saying stuff. That's not a program. That's not a plan. This is serious business.
Trump's proposal so widely panned that even Hillary Clinton and Dick Cheney are united in opposition.
This is both a shameless and a dangerous idea.
This whole notion that somehow we can just say no more Muslims, just ban a whole religion, goes against everything we stand for and believe in.
And the White House also issuing sharp criticism.
And the fact is that what Donald Trump said yesterday disqualifies him from serving as president. The question now is about the rest of the Republican Party and whether or not they're going to be dragged into the dustbin of history with him.
Well, from that interesting CNN report by Trump, we come to the end of this newscast. But before we take leave of you, a quick reminder of our day's main stories. President Jammeh is set to hit the road to Brufut on Thursday for what is expected to be a mega meeting with the masses. National Assembly members have considered the 2016 revenue estimate and government expenditure, which stands at over $7 billion. A vision center with a price tag of over $2 million located at Suleiman Junkun General Hospital has formally commenced operations. And cornered but unrepentant, billionaire property magnate and Republican presidential aspirant Donald Trump is hinting at the possibility of seeking the U.S. presidency as an independent candidate. Well, viewers, that was all in this edition of the news. Thanks for the pleasure of your company. Do join us at 10 p.m. Till then, stay tuned.